from Television City and Hollywood.
Good time. Anytime you need a payment. Good time. Anytime you meet a friend. Good time. Anytime you're out from under. Not getting hassled. Not getting hustled.
Far frickin' out. Hey, what's happening, everybody? Self-Boston Jeff with another episode of Clouded Conversations, and welcome to this Dyn-O-Mite episode. And with me, as always, is my man, the milkman himself, Quincy Briscoe.
And how you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. Cloudy night out there and everything, but everything's cloudy in my head and cloudy in my studio, as you can see. Alrighty. We got a nice episode in store for you because, me and Quincy are just still buzzing about what happened last Friday. Friday we went down to Giggles on Route 1 and met one of Quincy and I's favorite idols from the 70s. Care to enlighten me on that, Quincy?
Yes, I do. None other than Jimmie J.J. Walker from Good Times.
Awesome. Yeah, that's correct.
Is that show a classic or what?
Oh, I love it. And like everybody has if not one, a few favorite episodes of Good Times, and I'm gonna get into a few of mine.
Oh, definitely. We'll get into. You started off, and then I'll throw my bit in later on.
Well, first, what'd you think of Jimmie Walker in person, Quincy?
Well, first of all, I think he looks very good. I don't think he looks too different at all, considering...
Yeah, he looks pretty good for his age.
Well, that's because the actor takes care of himself, okay? From what I've seen anyway, and from what people tell me, these actors, if you don't take care of yourself, then you're going to look like that kind of look that you've been taking, whatever. I don't even want to get into it. But I think he looks pretty good, considering the only prescriptions you've been taking is what you prescribed. But I don't think he looks any different at all than Good Times. Do you?
Well, just older, the same. I mean... I
don't think he looks too much older, do you?
Well, he definitely looks like age has hit him, but he doesn't look older in a negative way. I mean, he was always a thin guy, always with his thin neck and his big ears, but, he looked the same except a few years old. Except quite a few years older.
Yeah, but to me, you know what, didn't look too different, and he sounds the same good personality. That special look, that Jimmie J.J. Evans, that people knows and loves.
So I got to have the original Dyn-O-Mite J.J. Walker record I had on me, and he signed that for me. That was nice of him. That was very nice. To tell you the truth, if you want to get into it, as far as comedians go, he's definitely one of the cheapest, You've seen that, Quincy.
We
get in there, and we a buddy of ours let us in there when the set was over, and so it's I had a 20 in my hand, and he spotted that real quick. He was like, "I'll take that. I'll take all of it."
Yeah, I think it's something like you need to expect that clip from something like Jimmie Walker. But considering
not the cheapest person I've ever met, though. I'd have to say one of the cheapest celebrities I've ever encountered has to be Bodyguard Virgil. We've discussed him on the show.
Of course we did, and look at who called him in, Giggles. I guess, he's that good that a place like Giggles made some telephone calls and got him down there.
Jimmie Walker.
Jimmie J.J. Walker would can we get him down here? And so you know what? I think he was just having the time of his life. In a night place like Giggles that serves you basic drinks, food and drinks. The place is packed. That's another thing you can observe because a celebrity like Jimmie J.J. Walker packed the place. That's another thing you need to observe. Because if you're that good, then you need to pack the place, and then people will buy your food, drinks, and.
Well, I don't think JJ Walker I don't think JJ has a problem at all packing a pizza place like Giggles but he loves coming back here. He loves the Kowloon, which is about to go out of business, and. Well, like I said, the Jimmie Walker album, I found it for like $2 or $3 at the Savers on Route 1 at a thrift store. So, and then you get Jimmie Walker to sign it, and it becomes priceless. You know what I'm saying, Quincy?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Men will kill for it. Men like me and you.
There's a lot of people out there that love, Jimmie J.J. Walker. I guess he did some other things when Dyn-O-Mite was over. The commercial, somebody hired him to do the commercial because he has exactly what it calls for, good personality. So it's like, we'll get him on there.
Oh, you're talking about the ALS health insurance?
Yeah.
When he's, hi, I'm Jimmie Walker, and call now, it's free.
Well, you know what? He does it right.
He does, but you got to admit there, do you remember when Jimmie Walker's mother, Esther Roll, had the Psychic Network? And she also had her little commercial that they ran on after...
I vaguely remember.
Don't worry, it's free.
I remember that like yesterday.
Yeah. I guess he stole Jimmie. She stole Jimmie Walker's line about it's free, and now he's doing it. It's free. Jimmie Walker likes things that are free. I would have to say.
Who wouldn't want something free in this day and age?
Oh yeah,
you need it.
He's like everybody else. Everybody likes a free lunch, free whatever you can get.
If you know that you've earned it, then sometimes. Someone will come up and say, why don't you take this because you do a lot of good. The thing about that is don't abuse it, which we don't, but you do say a simple thank you and a grace, that makes all the difference.
Yeah.
That's really what it comes down to because,
so another person from the cast that we've met in our travels was none other than James Evans, John Amos. He was a great gentleman, let me tell you. And,
gotta love him.
And Quincy will tell you, but before I get into that, did you know that before he became an actor, he was a stand-up comedian?
Really?
Yeah, John Amos was did do stand-up at the local nightclubs all around California, Hollywood, New York, the Bronx. He was pretty good at it too. I
guess from what I picked up on, a lot of these comedians, actors, call them what you will, they start with stand-up comedy, and then they go into TV shows like that, okay? And then, from what I learned about another actor, he's not around anymore. Do you mind if I tell you a little bit? Is it okay?
Sure.
Sanford and Son.
Oh,
okay?
yeah. And, Red Fox, he started out as a stand-up comic, and
word for word, okay? And then I'm going to go back to good times, because I remember some background things about JJ. First of all, every Red Fox was interviewed by Don Ho. Don Ho comes in, they were looking for him. It's like, so where you been? It's like, have you got any plans? Well, first of all, we're going to have a reunion on the Sanford and Son show, but that won't be till later on. So what have you been doing? Well, I've been writing some new material, take it to a club, and the club asks, that's good, you got any more? Yeah. So how'd you like to work for us? Well, we'd love to, and that's why I'm leaving Sanford and starting a new show, Red Fox Moves On. And it's like, it starts our stand-up comedy. And he says word for word, like all the actors, almost every single actor, stand-up comedy. You got to work hard in a club, provide good. That's pretty much. And then getting back to Jimmie J.J. Walker, I can remember like yesterday, he's such a classic. It just so happens he hosted the backgrounds of Welcome Back Kotter, and some of the actors were in there. And you and I are probably the only ones that remember the interview. And he's mentioned son. Gabe now, came in there, just collect his checks. Said, it was good, thank you, but I don't want any more. And he says, word for word, because all those shows were in the same lineup, the same.
Yep. Welcome Back, Kotter, and Good Times, and the
And
Jeffersons.
the Jeffersons, every single one of those good shows. But I can remember JJ saying, word for word, it's like Gabe just came in, picked up his check, and said, thank you, it was good, but I don't want any more. I'm the only one outside of you that remembers that.
Wow.
You know,
that's a pretty interesting fact.
You know, I love the backgrounds interviews of these TV shows, because if you love this business, and you know I love it, then you study its backgrounds, the actors, of anything, the stations, Channel 56, Channel 5, Channel whoever, and you remember exactly, word for word. If you love it that much, and you say, do something like this.
Yeah, but it's obvious that it affects the fans in a positive way when these these actors you get to meet them, and you like John Amos, you're able to tell them in person that how much you appreciate their work, like you did. Tell us more about that. The time you met John Amos.
Okay, well. You got to remember, first of all, John Amos was the father, and he was out there working, 10 hours a day. He's always switching jobs, okay? And he's furious, okay? Well, it matches someone some of the times, so he comes in, and I can remember one important clip when Thelma and JJ were fighting, slams the door again, and fighting, because things are so screwed up in the ghetto. Is that what you call it, the ghetto in Good Times?
Yep, that's what you call the ghetto.
The ghetto!
As JJ would call it.
And so things like, he just, but I love it, but he has every right to be. I'm home now, where's my dinner? And another very important episode, he got mixed up with a Sweet Daddy, otherwise known as a bookie or something.
Sweet Dad. Oh, yeah, I remember that episode.
And I can remember, he was standing behind Junior because he didn't know what the hell he was getting into. That refrigerator's gonna go! Junior, you heard me! Because he didn't want anything to do with the money. Bookies, it's no good. In other words,
because it was ill-gotten money. That's what Florida said. This money is ill-gotten, JJ.
And James stepped right in. But you know what? Another episode where James stepped in, stood behind JJ, and a happy ending. James, he was hired to do a painting. So, and Junior, first of all, another episode. So I'm going to mix things up. James stood behind Junior. Florida, if Junior wants to be a painter, if he wants to be an artist, then what's wrong with it? If he wants to paint his way out of the ghetto, then why don't we let him? He's a good painter. His work is clean, something to the effect, and he sells his paintings. I don't see anything wrong with it. So you know what? JG got to be an artist. But one of the classical episodes, he got to paint money for, was it a bank? Okay? And so the people come in, and the money goes towards Thelma's college fund. Okay, so after the interview, they signed him up for the contract. First of all, he has a nightmare. Oh, Jesus! And James, what's wrong? Oh, I had this nightmare that I was hanging over a river with a crocodile, and just seconds before the crocodile, Junior comes in with his big white teeth. Sorry to ruin your appetite, but you tonight, because you were my father just rescued for the kid a Dyn-O-Mite, just seconds before the crocodile comes in. But then, the episode goes on. He goes and paints the mural of the bank, and there was a lovely picture, just the friendly people shooting pool, okay? And the people of the bank didn't like it. The honcho's but the people liked it. But James stepped in for his son, being what he is, a good father. So another good episode, he comes out, wait a minute, I don't think I heard you right. You're going to pay him. Now, wait a minute, you told me he could pay whatever he want to a limit. Well, I like to pay him, and everyone else likes to pay him. Don't everyone like it? Don't you remember that? He just steps right in. The dynamic personality of the father. Now listen, you're going to pay him, or I'm going to shove the deposit right in your face. You got to love the father. He comes in, steps right in every time something goes wrong with someone gets in trouble. JJ, Michael, he had got in trouble. Someone slipped him like a drink. He was singing, "Oh, Dyn-O River, Rambler." He steps in. All right. Remember the classical episode was a roast beef? Florida treats everyone to a family dinner, and the roast beef comes in, and the beef was bad. The beef was bad, like it got sick. And James Evans comes in, I'll never forget my meal. I got sick. You remember that episode?
Yeah. Well, you just breezed through 4 or 5 of them. I don't remember when exactly when they got sick with roast
they got
beef.
sick because the mother just wanted to treat everyone to a lovely dinner, just a nice roast beef, because you could afford a roast beef. So the mother goes out and they get sick, and James comes in like, I love it. He's like. Another episode, Thelma got in trouble, and he does the same old routine. Another episode, Mike brings home a bully, after he swipes his lunches, and James just steps right in and gives him the Big Mac. We tried it your way, and now we're going to do it my way. Another one,
all right, you're going too fast for me, Quincy.
I can remember,
too fast.
Okay, one more. Okay, Thelma, the mother got an operation. James persisted on getting the birth. For once in your life, you're going to have the best. What would you like? But I gave you...
Yeah, you gave me about 8 or 9 episodes. You didn't give me a chance to.
I'm sorry.
I really appreciated the one where he was, I think he was running numbers for Big Daddy. He was doing something for him. But I'd have to say my all-time favorite episode is when it's not my favorite episode because it was great. It was kind of iconic because we got to see Janet Jackson for the very first time.
I remember that. Yep, gotta love Janet Jackson.
Yep, she was.
Sure.
She played she played the neighbor Penny, who the next door neighbor ended up adopting. But it was a very dramatic episode.
Of course, I remember that.
For the time, she was being abused by her mother. She got burned with the iron and things like that. It was pretty dramatic stuff for the time.
Yes, it is. And they got the message straight. It's like, well, if you adopt a daughter, there's no off switch. And but they approved, I can take her, my daughter. I can take care of her right now. We're loner. You too, we're loner. Everything. I remember that like yesterday.
Did you know a little something about the next door neighbor Winona? Do you know she was the person who sang the theme for the Jeffersons?
Of course, yes I do.
Yeah, moving on up,
moving on up. I remember that just like yesterday.
Yeah.
Because first of all, it was made in the same time frame. All these good shows, the same time frame in the 70s. And it was pointed out to me, it's like, no wonder I love the Jeffersons theme so much.
Yeah.
We can get
the end theme, too, when she's humming.
Moving on up.
She does have a pretty cool voice.
It was like, yes, I do. What else do you remember?
Besides playing JJ on Good Times, I remember that Jimmie Walker had a small cameo in the movie Airplane. Did you?
Really?
Did you ever catch that?
No.
Yeah, at the beginning of the movie, before the plane took off, there was a mechanic out in front of the plane working on the engine. Well, the engines are in the wings, but it was a Zucker movie. It was a comedy movie. So it shows all the pilots in the cockpit, and it shows them lifting the hood of the airplane, as if he was checking the engine. But everybody knows that the engine are in the wings. But it was Jimmie Walker playing the mechanic, and it just showed him. Jumping up on and trying to close the hood and falling off, and you just hear him go, "Ah!"
That's a good line for Jamie JJ in a movie like that.
Yeah. But it wasn't a very big part. But
Jimmy took a deal
because it was a cameo.
It was what now?
It was a cameo. That means a big name and a small role.
Cameo. I remember that. A cameo. That's called cameo shot.
Okay. So now, as far as John Amos, who left Good Times to do Roots, you've seen that made-for-TV movie about slavery, right?
I probably saw that when I was a kid. I've heard of it. I probably
It's something, the type of thing your parents tell you to tune in and watch, and either you watch it or you don't. But I checked it out when it was on, and I was like, oh, this isn't for me.
Roots, I remember that. I probably watched a few only because he was in it. That's probably how come I only. And he played the slave, I take it.
Yeah, he played Kunta Kinte or something like that. But even better, his little thing. Do you remember the movie The Beastmaster?
Vaguely, right?
Yeah, like that was Mark Singer, and it was like that one of those fantasy Dungeons and Dragons movies about the guy who can touch the animals and talk to the animals. And Dar, well, that's John Singer's character's name. Along his travels, he picked up none other than John Amos from Good Times.
That is so awesome.
And he became his partner. I forget what his name was. It was Seth. What I wanted to share about that is that, like, when he made that movie, they dressed him up in this medieval leather-clad outfit. This outfit that's made basically out of brown leather straps. And after the movie came out, John Amos got a lot of fan mail for doing the Beastmaster, but from the gay community, saying he looks very cute in his S&M, in his leather S&M outfit. He took it in a place of humor. He took it pretty well. He laughs a lot about it these days.
So he was a good sport about it.
Yeah, he basically was. You met him that time.
I love it. I don't just. Who doesn't like? Yeah, out of biscuits, balloon belly. That was when he's talking to the janitor. He's famous. We're out of biscuits, balloon belly. But I love it. When I met him, it's like, oh, Florida, what the hell are you doing? It's like,
he was sitting there at the convention, and here comes Quincy, just bursting right up, getting in his face, spouting out lines from Good Times. What were you saying to him?
Florida, what the hell are you doing? I just woke the guy right there. He was sitting there.
He was like, God damn, looks like someone forgot to take their medication this morning.
It's like, someone forgot to give this guy's medicine. Everyone turned. I love it. And you know what? I just had a good time with him.
Yeah,
and
good times are what it's all about, I imagine.
Well,
Quincy. But didn't he say he seemed like a good guy with a good sense of humor, very good-natured.
And exactly.
You have to he made other good movies, Coming to America with Eddie Murphy. Well, one and two.
He told me about that, and he told me all about what happened to the Good Times cast, and then his movies, just like you're saying. What was that again?
Well, there was the Roots and the Beastmaster. He loves talking about the Beastmaster.
And you would say, what's now another one you were saying just now?
Coming to America.
Coming to America, okay. And now, is that a movie or TV show?
No, that's it's a movie, but they just recently made a sequel to it, and pretty much everybody that was in the first one was in the second one. But that's why I haven't seen it yet, because it seems like a repeat of the first one.
It's probably, and I'll bet you 100 to 1, 1,000 million to 1. The only reason why they're getting that, because good old James was in it. That's my guess. Because good actors like that are hard to find.
Right.
You know, if you have that personality, then you got to get it. And the thing is, the actor learned that's like, I'll take these. You get it now when the getting's good, and use the money very sparingly. That's probably what he says, word for word. I love this job so much that, you know what? I'll take it. I'll take it.
So, did you feel with the episode when James, when they got the call and they found out James was killed in an auto accident?
Yes.
So
yes,
that got you?
Yeah. It's like when you lose someone like, especially someone like James, tears, rolled around and neck, and everyone's saying, I think we're all gonna miss him. You know, it's like
all I can remember is Florida going, God damn, damn,
and slams the punch bowl. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and good old Junior said, "All right, Thelma, get over here and help him. I don't want to help." Damn. And, you know, because she didn't let out tears. But if you don't let the tears out now, then you're going to let tears out. But it's good to let tears out when you're with good friends. In that episode, you're surrounded by the people you love. And
Yeah.
they love you because everyone loses someone. And if you've been a good individual.
Yeah,
and,
I guess sometimes when you lose somebody, the Evans are a good family to have around. Well, probably most of the time because what was the name? They held a funeral for some homeless guy. That didn't even turn out to be dead.
What was that now? Fishbone. Okay, yep.
Yeah.
I remember that. Now,
I think that was Robert Gilhume. I think that was Benson who played Fishbone.
Kraus, you're ugly. God, I love Robert Guillaume. And of course, I love Lean on Me. We can get into that another time.
So Dedham Powers, who played Keith, Velma's husband there, he was pretty cool. He was one of the guys, one of the regulars at Cheech and Chong's comedy club I spoke of.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was one of the regulars there.
That's awesome.
And he can be seen in Cheech and Chong's next movie. That's the one. There's a scene when Cheech and Chong are at the welfare office, and they're trying to get in line, and there's Dedham Powers arguing with the lady, and he's like, "Hey, sucker, take a number." And he's like, "Oh yeah, how about number 1?" And he gives him the bird.
His name was Ben Powers.
That's awesome. That's really.
Oh, Ben Powers, that's his name.
That is so awesome. You know, every clip, like I said, they did it right in those times. And movies like that and TV shows like that, they were just written the right way. They were just, it's good. It's hard to find good stuff like that.
Yeah, it's just that as you go on, you see all these cool actors that did Good Times and other shows. And one more thing I want to bring up is, did you know Jimmie Walker was the only person that did not go to Esther Roll's funeral? The rest of the cast went.
Oh, well, what do you want me to say? Like, he didn't go? What can I say about it?
I guess he didn't feel like, I guess he thought she was kind of bitter because she was like, because Jimmie Walker made a hell of a lot more money than her and was a lot more successful, and just for saying Dyn-O-Mite, and it's just the right time.
Yeah, well, you know what? I wish every actor, including Good Times, the very best of luck. And the thing is, I'll say it again numerous times, if you love this kind of thing so much, you're going to have to learn how to play other roles.
Well, you got to take the good times with the bad for that show, you know?
Just like in The Facts of Life. I couldn't resist. But we'll get into every other clip another time when another episode just comes
right.
along.
Well, thanks a lot. I'm wrapping this one up. This fabulous
you.
Good Time episode. Thanks for listening. Do you want to take me home, Quincy?
Yes, I'm going to have to conclude with, well, thank you for watching. Thanks for having me on your show. And we will have another outstanding episode of the Cloud of Conversations. So thank you for watching. Please drive home carefully. And we will see you again soon.
Good night.
Thank
good
you.
night, Dyn-O-Mite. Good
and
night.
good night. Just looking out of the window, watching the good time.
If we love you, we got 'em.